Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to How to Give Up Ahankara by Swami Anubhavananda. I think I said it right, Anubhavananda. Anyways, I forget what Ahankara is. Again, this is probably like the second or third time I've heard of it. So let's go and get started.
Now we have to give up the Ahankara. So what should be the understanding of giving up Ahankara? See? Now to understand this point, I'll give one more example. When I adopt the conditioning of my father, I am called son. So the son is the Ahankara. See?
Identity.
So if my father has got half a dozen children, so is it that he is only my father and I am the only son? Others are not? No. But what happens? Oh, only I am the only son, inheritor of the property. Others are useless. Don't give them anything. See, friends. Then, son or the husband or the father, which is the general condition, is reported as a specific condition. Visheshata is added. And this is the ahankar which is creating the samsara. See. Therefore, we were told that get rid of the ahankar. And for getting rid of the ahankar, this understanding should be clear. So, we begin. Ahankaram bude kshine chidvyomni vimale tate nunam sam praudhata meti swaloko bhaskara paraha. Ambude kshine, ahankara ambude kshine. When the clouds of this ahankar, now it is the ahankar we have to understand now. The clouds of the ahankar means the notion that I am mother, father, brother, sister, the notion that I am body, the notion that I am only this body, not others. This ahankar. So, see the layers of ahankar. The son covers the man, then the husband covers the same man, then the father covers the same man. So ahankara ambude, when the clouds of ahankar, they are covering this man, his glory as a man is forgotten and he starts living as a miserable entity.
But wouldn't man also be Ahankara, considering that is also, ow, I bit my tongue, that's also an identity, is it not? Man as being specific to a body.
See? So here the teacher says, Ahankara ambude kshine. When these wrong notions about our identity, whether I am a son, husband, father or a man.
Yep, there we go.
See? Ahankara ambude kshine. Chid vyomni vimale tate. Then what will happen? Then the conscious space becomes immaculate pure. See? Ahankara has disappeared. Again come to the same example. Although we are son, husband and father, yet we are not all the time son, husband and father. We know that only in front of the father I am the son, in front of the wife I am a husband. But these are common nouns, these are not proper nouns. Therefore, these three entities, son, husband and father, they are not real. The man is real. So,
Well, he said the man is also not real, so that's kind of the weird thing where he says the man is real. I think, I think he does mean the man is not real either. Obviously, I know he understands the Atman, and I think that's what he means by the man. But this is how I like to say, like son, father, brother, or again, if you want to say the Maya, or false or identities. These identities, much like everything in this world, are form and function. Form of a father is a man, and the function of a father is, well, he has a child. And there's many other functions, but again, this is why I think I've said this roughly in the beginning when I started understanding what Maya is. I like to think of Maya as a misunderstanding. not an illusion necessarily, but just a misunderstanding. Because it seems to make, to me anyway, it makes a lot more sense that we misunderstand that this is real, or we misunderstand that this is us, the body, or the mind as us. It's a misunderstanding. In some sense, you could say it's an illusion. And misunderstanding doesn't necessarily exclude illusions, but I think misunderstanding is a little bit more robust because we think, how else? Identities are not illusions, they're real, but it's a bit of a misunderstanding that we are the identities when we're not. So I wouldn't say identities are illusions, but I would say identities more of a misunderstanding. Again, as a form and function, not necessarily as who you are.
So what we have to do? Kill the father? Give up the wife? No. This we had told you earlier, Badha Vritti. So although we are living as a son, but we never forget that I am a man. Although we are living as a husband, but I never forget that I am a man. Therefore, Karnataka. So whatever role we have to play in life, we play that role in life and live happily. That happiness is expressed here. Ahankara mudekshide chidvyomni vimale tate. Then the conscious space become pure, immaculate. All the limitations and the impact of the conditionings is slowly wiped out. Then what happens? Nunam samprudhatameti swaloko bhaskara paraha. Then the sunrise of the conscious reality is slowly growing. Praudhatameti. So what will be the expression of the growth of the spirituality? You are happy. Because as a son, you are miserable. As a husband, you are miserable. As a father, you are miserable. But as a man, you are happy. So what will happen? When the impact of the son role that we are playing is not overpowering my total life, the impact of the role that the husband that I am playing, when it is not overpowering my life, when the role of the father that I am playing, when it is not overpowering my life, then the reality that the man I am will be surfacing, will be showing the light, and the light is happiness.
Okay.
See? Ahankaram mudekshide.
Sorry. Let me rewind that. I don't understand that, so, but the part we're saying about the man inside, I think he is in fact referring to the Atman, because again, in one of the statements earlier saying where the false identity is the man as well, but yet he says here that your realization that you are a man, I think it's more along the lines your realization of you being the Atman, unless he shortens it man Atman to the man, but again, I think that's what he meant. Let me know.
Ahankaram mudekshide chidvyomni vimale tate. Conscious space becomes pure. And when it becomes pure means what? Like the space is not opposed to anything, supports everything, but doesn't get influenced by anything. In the same manner, the consciousness supporting the body, supporting the son, supporting the husband, supporting the father, but not getting influenced by them. How it is possible? Play your role. Don't take it too seriously. Ahankaram mudekshide chidvyomni vimale tate. This understanding must be clear.
Okay. I'll try to let me actually rewind it real quick. So in a video and me talking and trying to find out one part.
Are covering this man, his glory as a man is forgotten, and he start living as a miserable entity, whether I am a son, husband, father, or a man.
Okay, there. Let's see.
Shine. When these wrong notions about our identity, whether I am a son, husband, father, or a man.
wrong notions of identity, whether you're any of those. So I assume here it sounds like there's other identities which are associated to the son, husband, father, and man. But I think, if I understand correctly, son, husband, father, and man are the identities. But yet throughout the entire video, he says son, father, son, husband, father as identities of man. But I'm not too sure from my basic understanding of Advaita Vedanta and understanding your true self is you're neither the man either. That is also an identity, but the true self, the true you, the Atman, is without influence. We get this false identities that we are in fact one of those four, son, husband, father, man, or whatever identities that are associated with you, and we use those identities as, like I say, a weapon, which is the biggest issue. I don't have issues with identities. It's whenever identities are used as weapons against you. So saying because you are the father that you have some authority or that you push something, and that's a problem. Or because you're a man or a woman or a son or a daughter or whatever it may be, and you start using that as a reason to oppress other people. Instead of saying, oh, I'm a father, and then think of positive thoughts like, oh wow, you have a son or a daughter or you have a child, and what's that life like, and how are they doing, and your wife or husband or whatever it may be, as a positive things to get things discussion and talking and getting to know each other. Positive thoughts of identities, father, mother, husband, son, child, whatever it may be. Oh, you're an only child, what's that like? I'm have 15 brothers, something along those lines. Been busy. But yes, and again, instead of looking at a son, it's like, oh, it's going to be another misogynistic whatever like that, or oh, they're going to be another extreme feminist, the far extreme versions of those, instead of looking at these things as terrible things and people identifying and associating with the terrible extreme things. It's pretty bad. But just merely saying that you're whatever and using that as a positive role in life, I think is fine. Again, how identities themselves, in my opinion, are not necessarily the problem. So when they're used for evil or bad purposes, that becomes the problem. Let's see what else. So basically, how to give up. I'm not sure. I don't know if I heard him state how. He merely said that, how we associate ourselves with these identities, and we need to give them up so that we can have a pure consciousness, pure thoughts, no thoughts, no identities, basically, essentially. But the method to do it, though, I guess would be Raja or Jnana. Those tend to be more of the, and karma too, because thoughts or jnana as identities, not associating yourself with identities, whether it be your thought identities or anything else in the world. Raja, trying to calm the mind until you have blankness, essentially no identities as well, if I understand these correctly. Bhakti is, you can identify yourself as, loving a particular god, or identifying gods. Well, it's a love for God, in a sense, which, you do have an identity in it. If I remember correctly, but it's a love for that. So how to give it up? Again, I would not necessarily, I guess I'm repeating myself here, but I just keep it short and simple. I don't have an issue with identities. Don't use it as a weapon. Use it as a way to get to know people, to talk and become friends, and use it for good. Keep it simple, straightforward, and that's it. Alright, that's my reaction to how to give up Ahankara. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.